Hello. Where you're supposed to do like, hello, and then I say, hello, and then we do that for a bit. Hello. 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 Are you okay? Listen, I'm really excited to be here tonight. Lots of you are here that know me already. I was born here, and so that's nice. The first, here in the shed, on this stage, in 1994. Listen, at most of our gigs on this tour, we've taken all the chairs off everybody because we fucking hate it when you all sit down. So people, especially if you know or care about me, except for my mum, you can stay sitting down. Please come closer to the front because we are like egotistical poets and we do need your support. So if you can come and wrap around the stage. Joe Mulvaney specifically, please take a step forward. And because we want you to try and dance. I know it's poetry, but there is also some really nice music, and I'm sure you can dance along. Listen, my name's Billy Pilgrim. This is the Heartsease kid, and we've been working on this project called Words of Friends for a while now. Tonight we're going to show you the third volume of the album, and we've got some great talents for you. The way it works is we're each going to do a poem and a collaborative poem, and we're going to take it in turns on the stage. So there will be some free time as one of us walks off and one of us walks on for you to say, wow, that's a fucking amazing show, guys, to one another. But other than that, this next, the first song is my song, and as some of you will know, I'm having a baby. Well, not me personally, although it looks like I am. My fiancée is pregnant, and she's at home being pregnant, which is nice of her. And it's really exciting to be having a baby, but it's also, well, fucking scary. And this is a poem about that. It's called I Feel Kind of Dizzy. What I need from you is I do a little bit of singing in this. I'm not the best singer, honestly. And Jamie did auto-tune me in the pre-recordings, but I like to do it live. I'd like you to sing along as well. The line goes, I feel kind of dizzy, and I feel kind of dizzy again. And that's it. Like, you just repeat that. Once I do it once, you'll understand what's going on. If you can sing along, do it in a bad voice if you want, do it in a good voice if you want, just fucking scream it if you like, whatever. Anyway, let's get this started. My name's Billy Pilgrim, and this is Words of Friends. And I feel kind of dizzy, and I feel kind of dizzy again. And I feel kind of dizzy, and I feel kind of dizzy again. Don't make me do the Robbie Williams thing. And I feel kind of dizzy, and I feel kind of dizzy again. And I feel kind of dizzy, and I feel kind of dizzy again. Pacing through the plethora of possibilities, the veering ventricles of opportunity that have come to me some way or another. And by now, my blood has run A, B, and O, negative or positive. I owe a lot to this city. I'm circulating the circumspect circumstances of life in Berlin, and I can see the palpitating prospects of the peaks of Peru, holding breath in like visceral visions too valuable to deliver. And each of these versions of myself make me feel kind of dizzy. Again, this is your bit now, you ready? And I feel kind of dizzy, and I feel kind of dizzy again. And I feel kind of dizzy, and I feel kind of dizzy again. Augmenting alleles in the places we feed, unwinding the helix of the familiar feeling at our feet. And these streets have an immeasurable impact on the formation of the fascicles and follicles that fuse our fantasies and fix our futures into place. And I know that this place is a little more than 100 miles from where I first fell on earth, but I owe a lot to this city. It's the feel of the cobbles and the cold of the handrails in the car parks and the shopping centres. Managing the malleable manifestation of misplaced expectation. And this is the place where I'll realize the reverberations of replication. And unzipped and unraveled, I still know the scent of your smile, as well as I know the sound of the wind on these streets. Anticipating the manipulation of your molecular makeup. Agonizing in the atrium of devotion. Waiting for the oxidation of emotion. And I feel kind of dizzy again. This is it now, this is you guys. And I feel kind of dizzy, and I feel kind of dizzy again. Louder. And I feel kinda dizzy, and I feel kinda dizzy again. I think you can do one more. And I feel kinda dizzy, and I feel kinda dizzy again. And I feel kinda dizzy, and I feel kinda dizzy again. Thanks very much. Every time the people clap, I want to bow, but I know it's so weird. Fuck it! Anyway. Listen, so we've been doing this project for over a year now. This is the third album. Some of you will have heard all the other albums, and you'll certainly know that this one's the best. But we have had one of the poets here with us tonight, Minty Taylor, has been with us since the very beginning. He's the only one that's managed to put up with us, I think. And it is my great pleasure to invite him onto the stage to spook the fuck out of you. Here we go. Enjoy what he's got to say. Did you really climb on the... Did you have to?
I am not this tool. Thank you, Billy. This is a poem about how not to deal with depression. It's called Parasite. The problem with vampires is that once invited in, they can come back when they like. And the same goes for you, back with a bottle of gin to get a party started, and you're dancing out of time, and it's just pathetic. The way spit drips from your lips like blood from a slaughtered cow as you drift off to sleep. Raw eczema on your eyelids. You can't get out of bed in the morning. You can't get out of bed in the morning. And I hate the way you dress like a bloody teenager. And I hate the way you grin whenever things go wrong. And I hate that you make this easy. Cutting off strips of fat, leaving just enough lean to soothe our stomachs. You can't get out of bed in the morning. You're a pair of scissors held open at my brainstem. You were a brilliant bloke, now balding and broken. But you're the only life left to occupy this vessel. You're a hungry maggot, and I'm a rotting apple. You can't get out of bed in the morning, and I'm a rotting apple. I can't get out of bed in the morning. Thank you very much. Pick up the Heartsease kid for these beats. Okay, so one of the things that we tried to do with the latest album of Words of Friends is we've made it more collaborative by pairing up and doing poems together, and I've had the great pleasure of working with the fantastic Tamar Moshkovitz, who I would like to invite to the stage. Ah! I didn't know there was like a side bit. That's why I climbed on the stage. I see what Billy was saying now.
Hi, guys. Right, before we start, I'm going to need everyone to just step forward. We don't bite, only if you want us to. This poem is about a nice day at the beach, or it's not. Mostly it's about being alone and what that means. It's called Sandcastles and Seawater. Get it confused. I have a sandcastle room built with a broken blue bucket that somebody left behind on the beach. Grains of sand build up under my fingernails and on flowers in beer bottles and between the clothes I hadn't washed in a week. The sky is looking bleak. The tide's coming in, but I don't want this liquid courage. Just fragments of seashells under my feet.
Using the sand to scratch, and we're sipping at the seawater. It's tasting pretty good these days. It's good to get away for a bit. Just a bit, just a little bit of sand under my feet, between my toes, just a bit of fun. We're sipping at the seawater, staring at the sun, but the sun will always set. And you jet saying the best is yet to come. It's time to move on. I'm still sipping at the seawater. Everybody's gone.
Everybody's gone, and I've got the sunset to myself. Queen of my own castle, my shaky, brittle sandcastle, and the walls can't stand my touch, and my heart can't stand the walls, but it knows me inside out, and is that enough? Thank you very much. Minty Taylor, everyone. Right, hi. I'm just gonna move this. I'm in my zone today. Hi, I'm Tamar Moshkovitz. I've got some good friends in the crowd. It's really lovely to see you. I really appreciate you guys coming. This poem is like about that feeling that you get when your parents move you to a different continent when you're 12, and then you're stuck in like a perpetual identity crisis. I don't know if it's relatable, but it's called Exodus. Somebody's ripped the last page of Exodus out of my parents' old Bible. It's on someone's fridge, probably. Please let me know when you're home. And the ending is covered by scribbles of X's and O's that try to make up for 40 years worth of feeling alone. I've looked for it everywhere, between barely green trees and just yellow houses, at dusk on a road leading down to the sea, glazed in orange and pink. I'm grabbing at glints of a past or a future or a face in the mirror that'll gather me up in a halo, say, you're here, this is it, welcome in.
It's so far away, and I just wanna hold just one place to stay. I think I misplaced it somewhere.
The 6 p.m. sun sinks before I submerge myself in it, and the past and the future slide down before I can tighten my hand around wonder and sighs and 40 years worth of heartbeats that piece me together. The sky mirrors only an unplotted map of tentative pilgrims getting lost in the stars.
It's so far away, and I just wanna hold
of Exodus sticks to the windshield, blown in by the wind. The same wind that blew them around and apart and together again, but the writing is smudged, and my feet on the dashboard get in the way of its touch. The headlights illuminate nothing but uniform strips on uniform concrete. 40 years worth of black and white pulses that never spike up at the feeling of home. There's nowhere to go but on. Thank you very much. All right, guys, I've been Tamar Moshkovitz. I am not a songwriter, just to make that clear. That beautiful hook was written by our very own, very talented, very charming Zoka!
How you doing, guys? Hey, that's the first time I've actually got a response. Most times people are like, I'm like, okay, calm, not good. As Tamar mentioned, I'm a rapper actually. I write music. I'm the token rapper of the group, which means I provide the urban feel to things. I'm mixed race. I'm half Italian. My mom's Italian. Shout out to her. My dad's Nigerian, and I'm from London. So this song is about basically that, like being mixed race and from London. It's called LDNA. I'm trying to paint a picture, but they said I should be colorblind, so I'm finding it kind of hard to decide between black or white. I tend to find that I strayed to the darker side after I was reading like Darth Vader and still finished ninth. I crossed the line first, but it's blurry. My impression is racing through this tube map with no clue what direction is to impress businessmen questioning their investment in my deficit. They're not too sure if the pressure is a bit too short for depression. Hit me. Now hit me again, live in that poker face culture, there's a need to pretend. So how you doing? Alright, and how you doing? I'm fine, and by fine I mean fine. They put a tax on living life. They take it out the air I breathe to pay for all the food I eat, and now it's cheap. I barely even notice that it's killing me softly. With these songs selling me dreams like you're only 18. Sip some lean, what does that even mean? Buying into the American scheme. We screaming Molly Percocet, giving the hell of a sheen to live in obscene. Forgetting all the messes on screens, but don't worry, we're repping ends until we're dead. If you've seen the BBC's on the TV, faces friends, so it seems they're fetishizing epidemics of hereditary expelling of seeds. Revenge of our system is endemic, stemming from helplessness against a fairer skin men like me and women just like my mummy. So who am I supposed to be? I'm the one picking the groceries, but the one picking the groceries is as close to me as the ghost of the ancestors on the coast to breed their own excrement on boats to sea and then ended in postcode of East London. With the past is in abundance, they pulling the sleeve over it, but the scars they run deep under. So next time you're on the central line, you might take the time to wonder what's the red that you see thundering like it's blood pumping through tunnels like aortas. Beats harder when I'm fucking all your daughters, trying to find the other half survivors guilt is slaughtered. Smiling colonizer said I'll just have to import it, like food, slaves, DNA, or what else you think's important. But what else you think's important in the place you are the poor and tried asking Dave Attenborough. He said that he's not sure, bruh. Went back to filming animals. I think we're nothing more, but the jungle's made of concrete and the concrete's made of mortar. Thank you. All right, so for the next song, do you know, actually, I'm even getting hurt. Hold up. So yeah, for this next song, I'd like to invite to the stage my own personal man crush. This is Piers Harrison-Reid, people.
Oh, you.
Hey, babe. How you doing?
Oh, hey, what's up? I was just in Leicester. I was just hanging around. I didn't know you were going to come onto the stage like this. What's up, guys? Thank you for coming out. So this is the second rap of the album. It's the first time I've ever rapped. So the first date on this tour was the first time I ever rapped in my life. So we kind of get a little bit hype because it's kind of nice to like bounce it out. So I want you guys to take another step forwards. I'm going to be shouting at you. We did this in Bournemouth, and there was a... And there was a group of guys who really weren't getting into it, so I got into the crowd and shouted in their face. So I really appreciate you guys stepping up.
Shit.
This one's called Flow. Now, do you guys know when you're speaking to a girl and you think that she's like your entire world, you're like soulmates, you're gonna get married, have kids, you're gonna be sitting on the porch in about 40 years, rocking back and forth, waiting for death to come on, you know? You know that feeling, and you think that she's everything, and then you realize she's talking to like 5, 6 other guys, and you're not that special. You know that? Yeah? This is kind of about that, and then kind of nothing about that at all whatsoever, okay? Because poetry.
Poetry is all about metaphors.
All about metaphors,
right?
So this was called Flow. Sorry if I spit on anybody, okay?
Man, the only thing I'm supposed to be spitting is bars, Cam. Come on. All right. Wait, what? That's a punchline. What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
Jeez. All right, listen. Let me tell you a story. So, I was barely 13 and I don't think God had planned it. Girl changed my dreams and I couldn't speak a language. Worshipped her like Venus, we came from different planets. Was a myth thinking I could ever understand it. Granted, I was more stubborn than granite. Wishing on a star and I hope that she would grant it. Started trying to translate, beginning on my transit. Tick-tock, that's when one day I'll be standing.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
She looked and sounded different to me. Reserved, Mrs. Mystery to me. Sorry, set the scene. Me, 14. We were fooling for 2 or maybe 3. Help me with the things I felt but couldn't see. Without her I was shy, but with I couldn't be. Got distracted by other girls a lot. So drip, drop, tick, tock. 2 years I flew free.
I've been thinking you and me went on GT. Trying to mind my business, but I'm Mrs. QB. Bad and boo, she messing my me goals. She blowing me a kiss and it's the other guy she chose.
She got many pet names, but I call her Flo. She was seeing other guys, but we were special, you know? Couldn't stop falling. Poker she ignoring. Younger me could barely hold them. Now I'm all in.
I'm drooling, trying to find my calling till she's calling. Tells me sorted, so appalling that I'm falling. Why you putting so much thought in? Brought you so much more than thoughts. If you're not sure, your mind's distorted.
Jesus.
You know I'm what your every thought is.
16 in a madman's dream. Tick-tock, lost the plot a lot. Got confidence, I soon forgot. Tried to find my flow again so I could go and grow again. And find the old energy I kinda lost but never stopped.
So now look who's on top. The flipping coin of fate. She didn't wanna catch me till I showed another face.
Now she sought me out, all story and restraint. She taught me how to dance to jazzy beats till it got late.
Gotta make that walk of shame. Losing track of time was her attempting, tried to walk away. But elastic pulls get strong with
Now
tension.
she's back. We spent days and nights experimenting. Still got the knack, her flesh, my teeth and tongue
So I've been
indenting.
thinking you and me went on GT. Trying to mind my business, but I'm Mrs. QP. Bad and boo, she messing my me goals. She blowing me a kiss and it's the other guy she chose.
She got many pet names, but I call her Flo. She was seeing other guys, but we were special, you know? Couldn't stop falling. Poker she ignoring. Younger me could barely hold them. Now I'm all in.
I guess all that I'm trying to say, persistence is the key. She at 13 didn't look my way at 20 here with me. And I kill like 20 G's just to lay them at her feet. So the weight of them man in the heart ain't more than 20 G's. And I'm worth like 20 G's if her currency was money. But she prefers the quality of bossy to than honey. I'm a worker bee. So many guys above me. Run my way up tick-tock till I'm king of the colony.
See, we be back together, outcast stronger than forever, ever. Outlast stormy weather till it gets better and better. At last, I'd rather go blind and be apart. She's a field of lilies, till this beat is buzzing in the dark. Vibrating in that moment for the skin and our lips meet. I get weak, see her breathe, pause and speak. I knew it'd be true, I see how much you grew. Be then flash a sly smile like, show me what you do with me.
Yeah. Thank you so much, people. Woo!
Jesus.
Should I just drop this here for you?
Huh?
Should I just drop this here for you? You trying to use that one?
Yeah, I don't mind. I'll figure it out, don't worry.
This one's got all my mouth spit on it, so you can use this
Oh,
one.
yeah, I'll use that one. Yeah, I'll use that one.
Right.
That's what I like, man.
Yeah, real quick before I go, I just wanted to say everyone on this project has their own kind of thing going on because they're all incredibly talented. If you can find it, just following the Billy Pilgrim, the Heartsease Kid Facebook page. Man like Thomas has got a book that you can buy here. It's great. Like he was reading some of it to me this morning at his house. It's fantastic. I've personally just recently released my first mixtape. It's called Growing Pains. It is on Apple Music, Spotify, whatever. So if you're into hip hop, give it a listen. It's great.
It's sick. It's sick. No, I'm just gonna say that. I'm not on it. You don't need to, but I'm not on it. It's just sick.
Yeah, got that Piers Harrison-Reid seal of approval. But yeah, thanks so much for having me out, guys. Appreciate it.
Zoka. Oh, hey, guys. Hey again. It's me, Piers Harrison-Reid. I don't have a cool name like Zoka, so it's all just my full name if you ever want to find me online. I don't really have anything to buy, but I am online, so come say hi. So yeah, thank you for having me in your wonderful city. I've got some family here tonight, which is, I think, only the second time on tour that that's happened. That last song is called Flow, and every single time we haven't given any description of it other than, it was kind of about a woman and kind of not about a woman. Does anybody know what it's actually about? It's about poetry. It's as if a woman was poetry. That's why it's flow, like Florence, but also like the flow of, we're great, I know. Mind's fucking blown, I know. This one is an actual poem, not a rap. It's not really about poetry. It's kind of about what Poet Man was talking about. It's kind of about keeping on, and not letting the little shit get you down, because actually life is pretty hard. It's called kintsugi. I'll try not to go into it too much, but kintsugi is essentially a Japanese art form of broken crockery that's remade with golden lacquer, which means that the breaks in it become part of the beauty of the artistry. And I kind of called it that because I didn't know what to call it, and I referenced it inside the poem. But it's kind of about just looking at the nice things in your life and not trying to let the horrible stuff get you down. And just being nice to people, I guess, in general. So yeah, kintsugi. Also, big up all these beats made by the Heartsease kid right here. So give him a round of applause. Real nice, right? Real nice. Let's go. What is it to be human now? The personal is political, names drawn in the sand. The duality of humanity, we find ourselves unsure of what comes next. I felt lost and found in the fissures of my father's hands held high above my head. A toddler two-stepping down burst concrete streets, bouncing to the cadence of the open summer windows, playing sleepy sax, and I buzz like a tone fork, all rose-tinted and soft focus, all silhouettes and sunsets. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a street sweeper, you know, the truck with the brushes on. My teacher laughed. I think I was just trying to make things better. Now, I keep lists. I keep lists of lists. I keep running out of energy, stop running from my shame of a life lost in limbo, dissolving in the light whilst my brothers and sisters sing their solitude into slip knots and have to learn to love without words. That ain't the only way to fly. It's the only thing we're all defined by, our fear, I swear. We're all looking for life and love, or numbness to life and love, I remember. The bitter smell of coffee beans and cigarettes on my dad's breath. Him drinking from a mug that made me think of the stars in a pitch black sky. Some days, now, I swear I can see Van Gogh's starry skies in my sink water floating ethereal on the scum. There is beauty in everything. There's beauty in everything. I said it twice because I forget it far too often, but I am working on it. I have not always, do not always feel worthy of love, but I am working on it. I've been up and down for years. Some days I swear I can barely make out the light, and the night drags in darkness and leaves it bristling on the doorstep. I have contemplated suicide. I'm working on it. We're unfinished, I admit. Our bones are patchwork, kintsugi, but there's so much here. Faces lit pink in the half-set sun, I am nursing now. I think I'm just trying to make things better. So grow out your wings, friends. There is better ways to fly. My God is a child, giggling, beaming, eyes folded tight, nothing in her mind but the sky, laughing with her. So I write a wrong haiku. Rain shivers hot leaves, and I, under shelter, am unbearably happy. Thank you so much, guys. So yeah, is there anything else I need to say? That's my mom's favorite poem that I've written, and she got me a little necklace. She got me a necklace that was a kintsugi, but it broke on tour. Otherwise, I'd be showing it all over the place. I meant to say I'm a nurse in A&E, so I'm nursing now. It refers to that. It's not anything more sinister than that. Apparently I'm a viral sensation. So if you're on Facebook, my poem went minimally viral, about 500,000 views recently, which is a celebration of the 70th birthday of the NHS. So if you see that is me. Please come and say hi and say you enjoyed it or didn't enjoy it. I've been Piers Harrison-Reid, and I have the wonderful chance to welcome to the stage every night Imogen Stirling, who's our token Scot. So yeah, celebrate. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Piers. Isn't he great? So my name is Imogen Stirling, while Zoka is our token rapper on the project. I'm the token Scot, which is a little less exciting, but it's all I've got. So this piece, this is a piece called Wake Up. It's about failing relationships, about real waste of space relationships, and about the elation you feel at escaping the waste of space relationships. This is Wake Up. You have been asleep for 10 hours. No, not nighttime, 10 hours, though you counted them too. No, this is 12 noon till 10 p.m. A solid state of unawareness with just 5 minutes waking to say, what time is it? I see a reply that it's 4 p.m. Perhaps we could go out now but you were asleep before I could finish. And of course, there's nothing I can do to make you wake up. Your life of lethargy, quite frankly, sickens me. I sense your discontent, but the impression that you're giving me is simply one of apathy, mixed with complete blasé indifference to the way you exploit and mishandle it. You flirt between the two excesses, the siestas of inertia paired with cloudburst raving, apex intoxication, and the pills. After unnamed pills, deriding the fragility of life with you not knowing where you'll wake up, not knowing if you'll wake up. And there is no glamour in that danger. Once I was drawn to your mind for the ideas that you phrase in such a way I'd never heard it felt transcendent, an entity unknown to me. You had the ability to craft iridescence until you'd waste it getting wasted. Daylight passing in favor of life grasping. When I asked what it was, warranted your slip from magic utterance to drunken mumbling obscenity. You said you only like to be the center of attention. You people pleaser. You cowing to peer pressure, party reputation on a pedestal, succumb to unexceptional. Still I hope you'll see. It all is far from fated. And though you're jaded in your makeup, life will not wait for you to wake up. Thank you. Thank you. So, as many of the other poets have mentioned, we have had the pleasure of collaborating with other artists on this piece to produce duo tracks, and I've had the absolute joy of working with our latest addition to the project, Mr. Thomas Wolfe.
Hello everybody, I'm Thomas Wolfe. This track's called Hiding and Seeking. I've spat ugly words at beautiful women, used vulgar vaginal synonyms. I've crushed trust in the palm of my hands like Play-Doh. Mostly when I've opened up, everything's okay though. It's been shattered glass once or twice, which was then used to sever ties. And one time, it was crushed down into sand. On that, we built a promised land. And all was fine for about 10 minutes until we could find a problem with it. And that problem, as always, was you and me. See, you were the you wanted to be, and I was the me you wanted to see. See, love is seldom blind.
Love may not be blind, but it closes its eyes and it squints, blurs vision through slits till fuzzy outline turns almost ideal. Love sees what it wants to see, but the make-believe's flimsy illusion disintegrates slowly as night by night I watched you slight me. Day by day you'd pave my walk of shame, my morning after loathing stemming from knowing that the night before was no more than a show of your masturbatory ego stoking, while I sat shadow again.
I shone light on my flaws while you hid yours in bed sheets. You held yourself high while you pushed me to bent knees and have me bow down at your altar and scream out for sanctuary.
Silenced by the deafening cries of your need for attention, resplendent in lack of integrity, sweetly, with no thought for another, you treated your ego as lover.
I asked you not to look back, but you were too tempted. One glance to the past was the best way to end this, but you had to yearn, yeah, you had to turn, sending us straight back to hell where we burn.
We attempted to craft molds. I wanted you kinder while you wanted me sidelined. Fought against the better natures until we reached a stalemate, frustrated and stood there as strangers.
Down in ashes we lay, and that was our cost. There are no strangers here, only friends you have lost. Down in ashes we lay, and that was our cost. There are no strangers here, only friends you have lost.
If you stop with me sometime, open up and tell me just what's on your mind. And if you just give me the space, maybe we can help each other leave this place. And if you stop with me sometime, open up and tell me just what's on your mind. And if you just give me the space, maybe we can help each other leave this place.
Special delivery for Jamie. Jeez. How's everybody doing tonight? What a fantastic venue. I want to say thank you for having us. This is epic. My name's Thomas Wolfe. I live in Brighton. I said my goodbyes to Brighton this morning. I've just left. I'm moving back to London. Yeah, it is sad. It's sad. But Brighton has some shithole places. And I was in one of these shithole places a couple months ago. And it's a bar in Brighton. It's a cocktail bar. And it's one of these places where the barmen think they're in the theatre. Have you ever been to one of these places? You order a drink and they do like this kind of shit where you go, can I have a pint? And he goes, whoop, like that. I've caught it. I have caught it before. We'll do it again. I've been to shithole places. There's a kind of place where the barmen are dicks. They think they're waiters. They think they're in the theatre. They do all this kind of shit. Hey, mate, can I have a pint? Yeah, woo. Yeah. I'm going to edit the fuck out that video later. But the thing is, this guy did this, and me and my friend, we ordered 2 pints of craft beer, because obviously that's who we are. And it took 8 minutes to come, 8 minutes to come, 8 minutes to come, every time, 8 minutes, 8 minutes, 8 minutes, 8 minutes. So we decided we were getting more and more drunk, so we made up a drink called a vodka shandy. So we went up to him, I said, hey, mate, can I have a vodka shandy? And he just looked at me with his stupid fucking dickhead circus face, and I was like, that's it. And then every time we went to a bar like that, we would say that, and we'd say that, and we'd say that, and then we went to Fitzrovia in London and went up to the bar and we said, can we have 2 vodka shandies, please? And without even skipping a beat, this guy produced 2 of the biggest drinks you've ever seen and charged us £20 each. And that's what this track's about. This is if you ask the question enough times, you're going to get an answer you don't like. And that's what this is about. This is called Vodka Shandy. You said, not everything means something to someone. See, sometimes some things mean nothing to no one. And you called me an asshole, but it takes one to know one. So with no new insults, I just throw out the old one. But I'm only an asshole because I put shit on paper. Instead of spouting my hate, I've saved it for later. When I'm back at home and I'm all alone and I've taken a seat on my familiar throne, I take out my pen and I write out some notes and I tell everyone that I'm an adult. I say I got skills and I sit and I gloat, but you know there's been a knife to my throat in the past 2 weeks. It doesn't matter how strong your heart is when your mind's too weak. No matter how loud my lungs shout, my mouth can't speak. But you know me, yeah, you know me. There's no ghost in the shell, see I'm too lonely. Skeleton in my closet, that's the real OG. Monster underneath my bed, that's my one homie. See, you wonder why my outlook's bleak. Yeah, you wonder why my outlook's bleak. But when I speak, it's like all the weight has been lifted. Like all of the respite of God has been gifted. All of the blame and the shame has been lifted. Relief satisfies, but the anguish, I'll miss it. Yeah, relief satisfies, but the anguish, I'll miss it. Then I'll spit venom in your face just to harm ya. Reset my defenses and rebuild my armor. But I'm just repeating the sins of my father. I'll pray that you kill me to make me a martyr. Yeah, I'll pray that you kill me to make me a martyr. And then you'll say, not every day you'll mean something to me. See, someday you'll mean nothing to me. You say, not every day you'll mean something to me. No, someday you'll mean nothing to me. Thank you. Yeah, so make sure you're ordering vodka shandies everywhere but London. Before I go, I just want to, as Nick said earlier, Zoka said earlier, I got my book here for sale. It was a 10-year writing process. I wrote it between the ages of 16 and, well, now. So it got published last year. You guys can come talk to me about it. I'm happy to chat about it. This tour has been great for me. I don't get out much. Before this tour, I'd only been to London and Cornwall. I don't know if you've been to either of those places, but they fucking suck. But I have, what also as well, I didn't used to fuck with fruit, and I fuck with fruit a lot now, because it's cheap. Fruit is cheap, and one of the guys on the tour is a farmer, and he fucking loves melon, so I'm going to introduce him now. It's the man, the myth, the melon. It's Mr. Rob Carnie.
Thank you very much, Tom. I just want to reiterate and say, big up the Heartsease kid, man. These beats are amazing. It's lovely to hear them on a nice sound system like this. It's really doing them justice. This poem is essentially just about how I reckon everyone's got a little bit of heaven inside them, all right? It's called Heavenly Engines. It's better, isn't it? Every mole upon my skin is a kiss of imperfection. You could join them up until each of them connect and constellate a timeline like pinpricks of acceptance or suns which have burnt out and left a freckled nexus. We're just collections, phenomenal intersections of ligaments and tendons, so maybe we're just engines which spill an oily spectrum, or string theory filaments which flicker in reflection of our immense potential. It's elemental really, like yearly forming monsoons or thunderstorms which conclude by swirling in my armpits or how between my ribs. Near to where my heart is, I can hear 100 horses that are charging into darkness. I marvel at the vastness and how it is contrasted with closeness. In most of these cases, it all seems so basic, but complex, let's face it. It's dangerous to simplify when it's taken ages for all of this stardust to finally cast us in flesh. We're masters of breath, but let's not forget we borrowed it from birth, so expect to return it at the casket of death. I'm starting to grasp at the depth of this conundrum. And yes, it's just a guess, but I think it's coming undone like baby's belly buttons. A scar of reproduction whose function is long gone, but still a cave of mystery that tickles me immensely. When I'm feeling empty, it gently reminds me that there's plenty of wonder left to discover, like the flutter of an eyelash, of a shudder, of a climax, and suddenly I find that I'm silenced. In awe and excitement of the law of alignment and the source of this force which causes us to triumph and question what is precious when beauty is as common as a lawn of dandelions or giant peaches ripened in the summer sun. For life can be blemished, but cherish everyone, for each is a reminder that really you'll find that we're sweeter to the tongue. Thank you. Mr. Billy Pilgrim, can you come back to the stage, please? Woo, woo! So without these two guys, none of this would have happened. They've got an incredible vision. They've made this happen by putting in incredible hard work. We're incredibly grateful for them, and I hope we all agree it's been a fantastic kind of project, which we're so proud to present to you tonight. Thank you for all coming out.
Hey. Thanks, everybody. This has been a beautiful collaboration, and I've really enjoyed this tour. It feels like it's gone on forever, but also not long enough. And we've got one more date left tomorrow. And
Norwich.
Norwich, yeah, big up Norwich. Yeah, thank you. Fuck's sake. Norwich, everybody. Listen, every event we've done on the tour, we've done for free, except for tonight. You paid £2, granted. But we all of our music's free online. You can get it on Apple Music or Spotify or YouTube if you have none of those things. So rather than sell CDs or T-shirts or whatever, some shit you're going to end up putting in the bin in 2 years when we're irrelevant. For now, if you want to help us have, maybe something nice for our lunch tomorrow, or hummus. I like an ice hummus.
Hummus.
Yeah. We haven't had hummus. We haven't had olive bread in days. I haven't had a chance at Mr. Whippy. If you want to help us, there's a charity-looking box here. None of that money will go to charity. All of it will feed me. Please put some money in there. If you gave to the Just Giving page, you're still obligated to do so. Thanks for coming out tonight. Big up the Heartsease kid. Thank you to everybody for working. We got one last song for you. So far, we've had some light-hearted moments. We've had some really, shit moments. And I think our song probably encapsulates both. Rob's going to tell you a really lovely story, and then I'm going to fucking ruin it with a horrible story. So here we go.
Absolutely typical. It's called a tea party, everyone. Right, picture this. Under the screaming sun of an Indian evening, in amongst the bustle and the incessant beeping, a chaiwala stand was heaving in the heat, selling cups of sweet tea for just 5 rupees. Cinnamon and aniseed weaving through the street. Feces and fumes, the unpleasant reek that leached from the drains and the veins of this city. I bought myself a cup and took the change from a 50. But before I took a gulp, was greeted by a gypsy with bangles on her wrist that tinkled with a shimmy. Her bare feet were filthy, seeping and blistered, but her brown eyes were beaming as she looked up and whispered, "I'm just another dreg. You're just another dreg. You're just another dreg," she said. I wondered what she meant. What was her intent? But before I could decide, she gave a wiggle of her head and pointed to my chai with a cheeky smile. She said, I couldn't undecide. Just another dreg, just another dreg, just another dreg, she said.
I stir in an unfamiliar bed and wake up to familiar news. Another one dead, another one dead, another one dead, she said. There is something so calming about boiling and pouring and brewing and mashing and tapping that sugar-soaked spoon on the side of the saucer. I stir in a familiar bed and wake up to unfamiliar news. Another one dead, she said. Another one dead, and now I'm hard-pressed to reach out and touch you. The shape of your scars and cannula arms. Another one dead, and the neighbors bring tea by the urn. They stack them up in cups outside on the lawn. So high, you can't see from the windows. You can't see from the windows for the image of chamomile sacks and peppermint tags. I spend time in tea rooms, listening to smiles and laughter and the pouring and brewing and tapping, that tap, tap, tapping. And as the sediment settles in surplus and as the sugar drains through through my teeth. The world dissolves. The world dissolves. Another one dead, another one dead, another one dead, she said. Another one dead, another one dead, another one dead, she said. We've been Words of Friends. Thank the fuck for coming out. See you again.
Thank you.